As we read in the student book about the example of Solomon and splitting the baby, a leader's wisdom affects the people he or she leads. The same is true for us today. Our president's choices affect the citizens of this country and other countries too. Our Corps officers' choices impact all of the soldiers of this Corps. Your choices impact your family, your friends, and people who are watching your example. We need wisdom to make the right choices. But what happens if we don't? In a book called Christian Wisdom of the Jedi Masters, the author gives the example from Star Wars. After years of studying with Jedi Masters to develop his knowledge and strength, Darth Vader knew the ways of the Force intimately, yet he turned to the dark side. His children were taken from him for their own protection, but their seclusion left them ignorant of the ways of the Force. So much so that when he met Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker was completely unaware of the Force and his own extraordinary potential as a Jedi. In succession throughout the centuries, each generation passes its wisdom on to the next. But if just one generation fails, then essential values, beliefs, and practices can be lost in a matter of years. Darth Vader's choice affected the generations that came after him. When leaders don't have godly wisdom, they are much more likely to make poor decisions, and those decisions can have lasting effects. Solomon had wisdom. He didn't always use it. In fact, it's assumed he wrote Ecclesiastes near the end of his life after some of his biggest mistakes. Because of his building projects, including the magnificent temple, he overtaxed the people. He lusted after wealth and women, adding more and more women to his harem. Although this was part of cultural practices at the time, the real issue was that he allowed them to bring their idols and false religious practices with them. Eventually, Solomon turned away from God. This decision affected many more than just Solomon. His kingdom was attacked on all sides. Although Solomon didn't live to see it, his son and heir to the throne had to deal with a new split nation, Israel to the north and Judah to the south. There was constant war between the two for many decades, and division lasted for over 200 years. Those are some serious consequences for not obeying and not using the wisdom God gave him. As you think about the life of Solomon, the advice passed down to him by his dad, and some of the good and bad choices he made, take a moment to think about wise people you know. What makes them wise? What are some of their qualities? And how can you follow their example and begin to grow in wisdom too?